With that being said, these incredible leaders are absolutely blazing the trails of success. I love them so much. And, we already, the amazing Cheryl Morley, the senator's wife on our Zoom. I'm like, I'm so honored. I'm just saying, and of course, the transformation specialist, Paul Croto. You all inspire us all in all that you do. And you guys keep checking your emails. They really need to send me a text message because they do calls like all week long. And I'm like, I look at my email and it'll be like over and I'm like, oh, send me a text, Absolutely. I love them so much. They are absolutely the best of the best. I honor them. I absolutely elevate them to the level of life that they so deserve. The awesome and amazing Cheryl Morley, the phenomenal and fantastic Paul Croto. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Linda. Again, congratulations on all your success. And we talk, Cheryl and I do podcasts a couple, 2-3 times a week. And we talk about the word consistency all the time. That is the one thing that we feel that a lot of people are missing, but not you. You are Miss Consistency. It is just incredible what you've done and the impact, the significant impact you've done, not only for me, but for the entire Youngevity Nation and the world for that matter, is just incredible. So I wake up every morning, I'm like, I have to think of all the things that I'm grateful for. And I'm like, I'm grateful for Linda. That's what I'm grateful for today. So thank you for being so wonderful. And today we are talking about, so Cheryl and I have been teaching leadership now for years, but we've been recently going through the book, The 21 Laws of Leadership, again, because there's a brand new version that came out here in June. It was like Christmas for me in June when I got a brand new version of this book coming out. So I was super excited. It's been a great journey. If you missed any of these classes, you can go to elevateyourlife.com. And all the recordings are there, all the notes are there. But today, Cheryl, we're talking about timing and how important is timing when it comes to leadership?
Well, timing is really important, but this one was kind of a hard one for me, Paul. I have to say, I was like, timing of what? Right? What? And the thing that I kind of realized after going through this and studying it this last week is just that there's a right time for literally everything, right? And a wrong time. Yeah. So, and that's kind of the way that we're looking at this. So as we go through these different things, I just think that it's so important to remember that as a leader, where we go and what we do is important, but timing might be one of the most important things that we do as leaders. So just realizing when that time is.
Yeah. So a great example of this law of timing would be our seasonal immune packs. So if you went out and you're like, I'm going to do a campaign and I'm going to focus on seasonal immune packs and it's June 1st. Is it a good product? Absolutely. It's one of the best products we have. Is it the right time to do that? No, it's not. Just like, if you're going to, starting a weight loss program on Thanksgiving, not so good. That's not the season to start promoting weight loss. Okay.
I would lose. And I don't mean weight. I would gain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what I think is interesting about that though, Paul, is that it's super important to start talking about it then, because we're going to start on January 1st.
Sure, right? Of course. But if we want to get people in, but
get people in and get them at least thinking about it, because everyone is thinking about it then. And guess what? I'm going to start on January 1st.
Yeah,
January 2nd.
Crazy how people think, but you're absolutely right. But so our point is seasonal immune packs come fall, easiest thing to recommend to people because everyone knows it's cold and flu season right now. Well, like Cheryl mentioned, weight loss season's coming. That's obviously the talk of the town in January, February, March, got to lose weight. Summer comes in June. We have amazing rebound and all kinds of the rebound cans and the drinks and just some great drinks we have for summer. So every season has the right and the wrong thing to be promoting at that time. So that's just one example of the law of timing. But Cheryl, I know we have developed kind of like a pet peeve over the years with people. And we hear a lot of people say something that bothers us.
Yeah. And and I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this, but we'll be out talking to someone or chatting with someone and they say, it's just not the right time for me. And it just about drives me crazy. I'm like, well, if now's not the right time, then never is going to be the right time, because, and I find that so much, and I find it a lot with busy moms, right? Because I talk to a lot of busy moms and they're like, I just don't have the time to do it. And it's like, okay, well, let's sit down and look at that and try to figure that out. Because I really believe, and we're going to talk a little bit about this right now, that there's just so many things going on right now. Like history's changing, right? I mean, that's really how I feel, that things are just changing so fast, and it's kind of hard to keep track of everything. But I really believe that the best time to change is right now, right? It's right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love this quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best day is today. So if we all, we're on here, we all wish we were Cheryl and we started building this 20 years ago, start building our businesses. But the second best day to build your business is today. Because I love Rocky movies and I'm all about there is no tomorrow. It's got to happen today. So when you get that kind of mentality, because I think procrastination is one of the number one killers in the world. I mean, people just keep putting their health off. They put off the building their business. They put off doing so many things in their life because they just have this thing in their minds that the timing is just not right in their lives. And Cheryl, was the timing ever right in your life to build this business? I mean, your life's been crazy all along. All of our lives are crazy all along. So there's never a good time to start this. It's just, you got to go do it.
Right. Yeah. You just need to start it. And the interesting thing to me, and we want to talk a little bit more about this, about the changes that are happening out there with the people that we're talking to.
Yeah.
And that, nearly 4.3 million people quit their jobs in January 2020. I mean, you guys can see the upheaval, everything that's going on, the crazy changes that are happening. But what it allowed them to do is take a look at building a home-based business.
Yeah.
Which I just think is so fascinating.
It is. And the reason why the home-based business industry is exploding right now is because it's a real special time in history. I mean, we got through COVID, but because of COVID, so many things have changed. Like there's this crazy amount of change everywhere. So now's the best time for people to make a change because everything's in upheaval anyways. When things are steady and you do something different, it's kind of weird to make that change. Like people are resistant to change then. But right now, everyone's wide open to change because everything else is changing anyways. Why don't I just change my career too? So yeah, 4.3 million people, Cheryl, is that crazy or what? Have quit their jobs in 2022.
Yeah. And I think that the other 4.3 million are working from home now, right? I mean, there's no traffic anymore. It's crazy. I mean, it's just so interesting to see the different things that are going on. And I think it's so awesome for us because it allows us to really get out there and start talking to people about the different things that we have to offer, right? This great home-based business that we have to offer. And I know a lot of times I talk to people and they're like, well, I can't really find anybody that's interested. I can't really this, I can't really that. But the truth is that someone starts a home-based business every 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds, someone is starting a home-based business.
That's crazy. You think, well, they're just not joining your business. That's the problem. So the people are joining though. I mean, there's 38 million home-based businesses in the US alone. 70% of the home-based businesses succeed within 3 years, which when you look at typical businesses, it takes 5 or more years for that to even twice as long to be successful. If you're successful, where 95% of brick and mortar businesses fail. Awesome. 44% of all home-based businesses start under $5,000. I mean, imagine starting a business for under $5,000. I know we kind of all take that for granted because we paid $30 to get into Youngevity. But, for me to go buy another restaurant franchise, it's $1.52 million up front. I mean, that's what the average cost is to get involved in something. So for under $5,000 to start a business is almost sounds ridiculous, but it's super cheap and there's not a lot of risk. I mean, we burned through $5,000 in no time at all anyways. So what are some other statistics, Cheryl, about the home-based business industry that you found interesting?
Well, over 70% of Americans would prefer to be self-employed, which was so fascinating to me, because I think sometimes I talk to so many different people that, they're pretty content. And where I live, most of the people that I know work for the government, and they are pretty content where they're at and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And so to see that there's so many, that 70% of people would like to work for themselves. But again, Paul, the thing I'm seeing is that they just aren't sure what to do or how to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where we come in.
Yes.
And another great statistic, 20% of all home-based businesses make over $100,000 a year. So there's a lot of people being super successful. So it's just seeing yourself as being one of those that part of that 20% and becoming ultra successful with your business.
Well, and
so
I
Cheryl,
just want to say one thing real quick. I just love to see that all arrows are pointing that the time is right now, right? To join a home-based business in some form.
Yeah, this is the time for sure. So let's talk, Cheryl. 4.3 million people quit their jobs. Many of them, as you mentioned, looking for or join a home-based business or now looking for one. What are some of the reasons why people start a home-based business?
Well, I think the first one is one of the main reasons that I was excited about it, and that's so that you could be your own boss.
Yeah.
I didn't have very much success having someone be my boss.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit you really well.
I don't think it fits any of us. You guys think about it. Can you guys see Linda with the boss? She'd be like, no, let me tell you something.
I agree 100%, but I just trying to visualize myself as being a boss and having you as an employee and things not going well.
It wouldn't work out. It wouldn't work out, I'm telling you.
But the stats about working, or the job situation, at least in America, it is horrendous. I mean, I really did some deep diving into some statistics and some new studies that are coming out here in 2022. And first of all, because of COVID and being at home all the time, people at first were like, "Oh, this stinks. I can't believe we got to stay at home and all this." Now, Cheryl and I have been practicing for this for 25 years. So we were ready for COVID when it happened because we're used to working from home. But a lot of people, they're kind of like, this isn't very cool. I want to see people and stuff. But then over the 2 years, they're like, hey, this freedom thing is unbelievable. I mean, we're in a position now where thinking about working 9 to 5 at some cubicle is like, that's ridiculous. So people are starting to see things from our vantage point now in America because it's just awesome to have freedom, Cheryl.
Well, and the problem with that, especially people who go to work for that social interaction, what we're seeing now is that 60% of the people are really feeling emotionally detached. And that's why we think it's so important to have, the community where we can all get together, where we can have trainings, where we can talk, where we can share our experiences, where we can, find answers to our questions. All of those things are so important. And that's what you get, in a home-based business.
Yeah, I agree, Cheryl. But I also think that 60% of people feeling emotionally detached has a lot to do with lack of purpose in their job. We talk about purpose all the time and having the icky man, the reason is
that's my favorite thing.
So the purpose why you get out of bed in the morning. Here at Youngevity, we're about helping people get healthy, and that's what we do. So you just want to get out of bed early. You want to stay up late. You want to be always helping people because we have such a strong purpose to change people's lives. Cheryl and I, we started this thing called Elevate. We are just obsessed with helping people elevate their lives in one way or the other. We just want to make your life better today, even better today than it was yesterday. And it's going to be even better tomorrow. So it's a great mindset to take on. And I don't think a lot of people have that at work because the other statistic is that 19% of people at work are miserable. Only 33% feel engaged, like their job means something. 50% of workers report feeling stressed at their jobs. I can't believe it's only 50%, but 41% are worried, 22% are sad, and last but not least, Cheryl, 18% are flat out angry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And I think people are starting to to take a look at what else is available and what else is out there. And that's especially when we go to the stores and see that everything, the cost of literally everything has skyrocketed. I mean, people need to have a way to make more money.
Yeah. Yeah. Just going, getting gas, groceries, whatever you're doing, going to eat, everything has just gone through the roof. So everyone needs more money now. So the timing to start a home-based business has never been better. But Cheryl, it's not always about earning money. It's also about saving money.
Absolutely. And we can do that with having a great tax benefits that we have here, the home
Yeah. Yeah. So we're super excited. Cheryl and I, we've been working with an accountant for 10 years now. He's the best in the world. And we sat down with him, we built a course with him. So we're launching this new tax benefits course that it's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it is the one thing in this industry that everyone needs to understand is the incredible tax benefits that you get from running a home-based business.
And
so
I
there's that.
Cheryl, if you have an accountant, this happened to me, if you have an accountant that's telling you, no, you cannot write that off, or no, that does not have anything to do with a home-based business, he's not the right guy.
They're wrong.
He's not the right guy for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's changed my life. This gentleman that Paul and I have been working with has changed my life. It's unbelievable because of how knowledgeable he is, right? It's all about knowledge. It's all about being able to understand and then explain to your clients. We know this through health, right? It's the same thing, but being able to understand what you know so much about. And then, and really for me, Paul, it's given me so much hope in the amount of money that I've been able to save. And also, just the things that we are allowed with this owning a home-based business.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you said that if you were to have a third child, you'd name him Ted. Because that's how much you appreciate what he's done for you and your family, but he's done the same thing for me and thousands of other people. So yeah, it's probably the best kept secret in the world. But the other thing about working from home that's super cool is, so I have an unbelievable Defender Land Rover vehicle, but it sits in the garage a lot because I work from home. My commute is 30 feet from my bedroom to my office. So I don't really care about gas prices because I don't go anywhere. So if I do, I go to the supermarket and that's like less than a mile away. So it's saving money on gas, saving money on clothes. Like, yeah, you got to buy a nice shirt, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm wearing below the shirt because you don't have to spend as much money on clothes. Let's just put it that way as you had before. And then food too. You have a job, you're out eating all the time. At work, going to lunch stuff, having the kitchen 10 feet from my office is really convenient, Cheryl.
Yeah, well, all of that sounds so good. I wouldn't know anything about any of that because I'm still running kids around, but that's okay. I don't mind, right? So let's talk a little bit about the need for increased security or certainty, I guess. It is so uncertain now. Jobs are uncertain. It's not like it used to be. People are becoming afraid. The security is at an all-time low in the job that they have. And so, Paul, the thing that's really interesting to me is risky is the new safe.
Yeah.
So owning a home-based business, which was considered before so risky and, oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. You just can't do that unless all stars align. Everything's perfect. But now it's looking to people like it's such a great option. And I love to see that. I love to see the changes and the differences that are happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And so does everybody here remember travel agents? Yeah, we don't either.
Yeah.
So many industries have just come and gone. I mean, it is, so Cheryl mentioned job security. There's no such thing as job security anymore. Yeah. I know there's these devices that we used to have before in our cars. If you're as old as me and Cheryl,
that
were called Garmin's and TomToms. Yeah. And then all of a sudden one day on your phone, you get maps for free. Google Maps, Apple Map, whatever. Yeah. GPS in your car. So It's just crazy how things change so fast. So if for people like that are listening to this podcast, or if you are, first of all, if you're in a home-based business already, you're in the right place at the right time. If you're not, I don't know what you're waiting for, because if you think that the job you have now is secure, it's not. I can promise you that, especially with all the changes going on.
Yeah.
But Cheryl, let's switch gears a little bit and as we wrap up this call here, and talk about how the law of timing applies to prospects. So we're talking about a completely different thing now, but we're still talking about the law of timing. So how does the law of timing apply when dealing with our clients or our prospects?
Well, we use the clock, right? So we use the clock for this, but I love the way that we do it because it makes so much sense. So we say, if a prospect or a client is at 11 o'clock, then it just means I'm not interested in what you have to offer. At this time, not.
It can be even worse than that. Like, that's the worst idea I've ever heard. I mean, I've heard some really bad things people have told to me, like, you're crazy, I'm not doing this. There's no way. Hell would have to freeze over before I do that.
Yeah, no one's ever said that to me, Paul, but okay. I'm just kidding. Okay.
They're on my team now, though.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people to 12 o'clock noon. That's the perfect place. So 11 o'clock, not interested. They don't want anything to do with you. 11:15. If somebody is at 11:15, then they're saying things like, what was that thing you were telling me about? I get that a lot at tennis. Yeah. What is that thing you were telling me about? How come, what are you rolling on yourself? What is,
they would still never do it.
Yeah. Oh,
but
no.
At least they're a little more curious now.
Yes. 11:30. Gosh, can you please explain a little bit more to me about that? Can you tell me a little bit more? Right. And so then, yes, of course we can. Let me send you a health evaluation. Okay. 11:45. This person is like, well, I am thinking about it. It does sound so interesting. And I might, after I talk to a person or two, decide if I want to do that with you. So that's perfectly fine. That's great. Let me know. Let me know when you want to feel better. That's what I love. That's one of the lines that I love to tell people. Let me know when you want to feel better. And then 12 o'clock, I'm all in. I'm ready to do this. Tell me what I need to do.
Yeah. So I literally use this and I categorize all of my prospects and by a time. Oh, Joe, he's at 11:30. Amy, she's at 11:15, So I know all of my prospects and I know what time they're at in the process. So timing is everything when it comes to people. And everyone's life changes. They said every 90 days. I think it's more like every 90 seconds now. So it's you never want to count anybody out. There's people that I've talked to, prospects I've had for 6 months, 6 years, that eventually are on my team now, who said they would never do this, but now they're doing it and being super successful.
Yeah, well, it's just great to categorize people so that you remember where they're at, right? Okay, so, and I love this quote by Winston Churchill. I love Winston Churchill, by the way. We talk about him a lot in my home, but he said, there comes a special moment in everyone's life, a moment for which that person was born, that special opportunity when he seizes it and will fulfill his mission, a mission for which he is uniquely qualified. In that moment, he finds greatness. It is his finest hour. And I love that, Paul. And I think that every single one of us are in the process of doing that, right? I mean, I believe I'm right where I need to be. And I have such a passion for helping people get healthy and helping people really find their purpose in life. That's kind of been my new thing, because I think there's so many people that I've talked to, especially lately, who just aren't sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I'm talking with people, and I just don't believe in accidents. I don't believe it's an accident that I'm talking to so-and-so today. It was arranged, I believe. And that, the purpose behind being a certified holistic health coach is so strong, because there's so many benefits, and you have this opportunity for the two most important things, which is growth. You're going to go through massive growth in your life through this course and through this business. And you're also going to contribute to people's lives in a way that nobody else can. So I just love this industry, Cheryl, as you can tell. And this is the special moment for all of us to to really seize this opportunity that we have in front of us.
Yeah, and now's the right time also, Paul, to just invest in three things. Your family. Don't wait to invest in your family. Invest in your faith, right? I think every single one of us, especially now, need to really double down and invest in our faith and also our future. Don't wait to invest in your future. Now is the right time, right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Cheryl. So homework time. We're going to wrap up this call here. You have to score yourself. How well are you using this law of timing? You understand it? Are you using it? So just a scale from 1 to 10. Like, this is something I got to work on. I'm not good at timing. So I'm a 2 or 3. Whatever number it is, you're totally fine. Maybe you're a master at the law of timing. You're a 10. So wherever you stand, we encourage everybody on each of these 21 laws to just score themselves on a scale from 1 to 10, so you can see where you're at. Couple books to read. The 360-Degree Leader by John Maxwell is unbelievable for this law of timing. And also a great book that really talks about the law of timing is Thinking for a Change.
Yeah, those are both awesome. Also, you guys, if you haven't read this chapter, read chapter 19. It's the law of timing. And then if you have not read the next chapter, which is one of my favorites, chapter 20, which is the law of explosive growth. Yeah.
So next Thursday, we're going to be talking about how to explode your business. And it's going to be awesome. So Cheryl, wrapping this up, we always want to close with a +1. So our +1 for today, the one thing we learned in this class today is that to elevate your leadership, you must master the law of timing.
Yes, Paul. And as you do that, you can move from fine to fabulous.
Awesome. All right, Linda, back over to you.
Wow, absolutely incredible. I love that. Invest in your family, your faith, and your future. F-cubed. I love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Bobby Knight, of course, was reading my mind because I was going to ask, does anyone have any questions for this fabulous dynamic duo? And he is always great with insightful, amazing questions. Bobby Knight, what's your question?
Hello, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Cheryl. Back in the old school days, Paul, I followed a lot of your information when you had the CEO Star School. Will you be bringing some of the principles about home-based business, getting them through a CEO entrepreneurship, like you used to do with your Star School? That was an excellent course. I remember that, Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And Cheryl and I worked really hard on putting that together. And we actually, funny you mentioned that, we pulled the book back out, and we're right now, we're in the process of creating a new course because we're seeing right now. So the name of the course is How to Make More and Save More During a Recession, which is what we're going through right now. Times are tough in the world, and everyone's looking for more money. Everyone's suffering. So how in a time like this can you make more, and how can you save more at the same time? So it's a whole course based on Star School. A lot of the same stuff we'll be using. It's just we're going to gear it now towards the times because everyone's a little worried right now financially, and rightfully so. Many experts believe that we have a severe winter coming. So it's, you want the ultimate security is having things, if I'm going to succeed, or it's because of me, but I'm not, if I fail, it's not because of somebody else. It's again, because of me. I want it to be that way and not have my whole life riding on some boss that could fire me in 1 second.
Awesome. Absolutely phenomenal. Carmen, what's your question for Paul and Cheryl?
I wanted to know the name of that second book you mentioned.
It's called Thinking for a Change by John Maxwell.
Thank you.
It's so interesting that most people want to stay in their comfort zone. They don't want to leave that. But leaders, they want to change, and they want to elevate every day. So in order to elevate, you got to change things in your life. You got to be willing to, and you got to embrace change and love change. Most people think change is the worst word in the world. It's not.
I love it. Anyone else that has a question for Cheryl and Paul, you can unmute yourself, or you may not know how to raise your hand. You can just unmute yourself and jump in and ask a question. Anyone else before we go? Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you, Paul. You guys are the best. We so appreciate, love you both so much. You need a texting system. That's all I can say. I need some text messages from you people, okay?
Got it.
We
I
need you.
agree.
Yes.
I agree. I
Hey,
love
I'm
text
telling
messages.
you, Send Hype is amazing. It's like $12, unlimited. It's amazing. You should check it out. Send Hype.
Okay.
Come
Well,
on, we
listen
need-
to that.
Send
We're
Hype.
learning things every day.
Yeah, yes, that way you don't have to pay like 2 and 3, because I know if you're using some of those systems out there, they're extremely expensive and you don't want to keep doing that. And of course, email is free, but for $12.99 lifetime, Send Hype. Please, please.
Thank you. We will, I promise you, because that's the only thing I like is text.
Yeah, when I look at my emails, I done missed it. There's too many of them, and then all the spam and junk they send me. It's horrible. So, but I hope that you guys will do it, because I love both of you. I love what you bring to the table. I love Fine to Fabulous, all of that. And so we just honor you both. I'm gonna unmute the Zoom. Please, everybody, give it up for the sensational Senator's wife, Cheryl Morley Emord, and the phenomenal, fantastic, transformational king, Paul Croto. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Have
a great day,
Please
Longevity
thank
Nation.
all of you.
Love y'all.
Thank you,
Paul.
Thank you, Andrea
Thank you,
and
Cheryl.
Linda
Thank you,
and
Paul.
Cheryl.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
Linda.
Bye.
Have a great day,
Andrea.
everybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Auntie
Thank
Pat, we
you all.
love
Have a
you.
blessed Thursday.
Yes.
Yes,
you,
have
Miss
an amazing
Tony.
Thursday.
We love
You too.
You too. God bless you all.
Bye.
Don't
God
forget
bless
the
you.
happy,
God bless
healthy
you,
hour.
Bronwyn.
Auntie Pat was
Yes.
about to say
Thank
it.
you. Yes.
Great Zoom.
Carmencita,
Yes. Happy healthy hour
Coach
tonight.
Rod.
Don't forget Raymond and
Great to have you on,
YolandaZoom.com,
champion.
8:30 Eastern time. Don't forget, check
We
it
love
out.
you, Jackie.
Yes.
Great call. Great call. Excellent.
Yes,
Excellent.
it was
Have a
amazing.
great day,
Thank you,
everyone.
Paul.
We
Thank
love
you,
y'all.
Cheryl. Thank you,
Great
Linda.
call.
Thank
Great
you,
call, ladies.
Andrea.
Chenault, just
Y'all
listening
have a
and
blessed
learning.
day.
Tom Chenault in the
Rod.
room. Thank you so much. Queen Mary, Brenda,
Later,
Bobby,
later.
Emily, Bronwyn. I think it's about 1:00 in the morning. Isn't it like 1:00 in the morning where you are right now?
No, it is almost 2:15 in the morning.
Oh, I was going to say it's 1:00. Oh, that's when she's on Tom Chenault's Zoom. It's 1:00. It's now 2:15 in the morning. Bronwyn is showing up. That girl's on fire. Oh my God. Thank you.
I love you.
Yes,
Right.
indeed.
We love
Have
you
a
too.
wonderful day. Thank you, Bronwyn, for
Yes,
joining us
later,
and
later.
staying up.
Yes.
We certainly appreciate
The
your
amazing
presence,
Tony
superstar.
Breland. Love you.
Yes.
Auntie Pat.
Yes,
Oh my
we
gosh.
love our Miss Tony.
Linda Sargent,
our
good
Auntie
to have
Pat.
you. Looking
Yes.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Christine, Queen Mary, of course, lighten up the
Yes.
screen. Looking
Good morning, Queen
pretty
Mary.
and pink.
Carmen.
Bobby,
I
nice
love you all.
question. We love
Tony.
you.
We love you
Bonnie,
too.
Lorenzo, Brenda, Teresa, Jill McGordy. Loved having you. Thank you so much. You
Hey,
all
Jill.
are amazing. Hey, you guys, let me tell y'all a secret, right? I was on the Zoom this morning before this, and this woman, this is so exciting. You guys know I love trading, right? But she went from $1,000 to $36,000 in less than a month. It was amazing. Her testimony was incredible. Trading.
Oh.
I'm just telling you. Hello. You might need a clue. It was amazing. When they give us the recording, I'll send it out to you guys. You just listen to it. Her name is Marianne. Absolutely phenomenal story. She was like, yeah, I just started trading like a month and a half ago, real money, because she had been practicing. She practiced though. She didn't just start with real money. She practiced trading, because you can practice on a demo account. That's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take away from your money. And then when she started trading real money a month and a half ago, she went from 1,000 to 36,000. And you know what she said one of her keys were? And I love this. You know, we journal every day, but every day she said when she wakes up, before she has to do her wealth work. And that is to write down how much money she's going to make. And she said by February 2023, she's going to make, I don't know if she said she might have said $300,000 or something, but she has a goal. So whatever your goal is, every morning you should get up a half hour early, or when you go to bed, make sure you write down what are your goals. And so she had a goal to make a certain amount of money in a month and a half, and she superseded that. So, you know, just get in the game, write it down. It's not the end of 2022 yet. You can still make big things happen and big dreams come true. So have a blessed and wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
You
All right.
too.
For stars. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Lorenzo. Peace.